Do you see me? Yes, I see you, you see me. So I experience you and you experience me. Anything we experience has to be different and separate from me. It should be at a distance.
Yeah.
Don't move according to your intellect, move according to the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom. Then it becomes simple. But if you try to rationalize it, and then you will be confused. Then you will say, there are lot of information. Simple. Do you see me? Yes. Do you experience me? Yes. So it means I know you, I experience you at a distance. Clear?
Yeah.
So when I see you and experience you at a distance, that simply means you and me are separate and different.
Yes.
One is observer, other is observed. You are observer for me and I am observer for you. You are known and I am known for you. So simple. Follow the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom. If the physics says matter consists of atom, why it does not consist of vegetable? We have to follow the knowledge of the physics as it is. You have not to enter, you have not to poke your nose. When you poke your nose, then you are confused. No, no, tell me atom and the cell. You know, the science also says that it consists of small cells. So, how come the atom is not a cell? Don't poke your nose. Follow physics as it is, follow biology as it is. That is what Eastern wisdom says. Follow a knowledge of the Eastern wisdom. Eastern wisdom is simply a knowledge. Now add one more simple principle. If the observer at any time, location, event becomes observed, becomes known, then it is not a real observer. At any point of time. One thing that they are separate. Why they are separate? So that we understand one who is observing is an observer, is a knower, and one we know, we experience is known. So now we move to the second level. Mind perceives all the sense organs. Mind observes all the sense organs. In the previous understanding, senses were the observer, but now the mind says, how can you say they are observed? I am observing them, I experience every sense organ. So it means mind is an observer for the sense organs. It means mind and senses have a distance. That is why mind experiences. Same principle. Except we want to know the real observer. Now, so is there any observer that never becomes observed? I experience mind is upset. I experience mind is in anxiety. I experience the mind is in peace. So who is this I? That is behind. It has to be behind the mind. Who is an observer has to be behind the object, behind that experience. There is no other way. My senses are behind, or you can say in front of the what I experience the object, and so behind the mind there is something which is the knower and the observer that never becomes the observed, and that is the journey of our discovery.
But on which step the you and me became the one?
Yes, behind the mind, that is pure consciousness, which acts as a knowledge, which acts as a I, which acts as an observer, and that observer behind the mind has no name in the form. It is consciousness. We are already one.
Because I think I feel the ego can recognize ego, but to over the ego,
Ego lives in the mind. Behind the mind, there is no ego. Behind the mind, there is no ego. So I experience that objectless state of the consciousness. But the moment I express, I have to express through the mind. So there comes the ego, but that is a pure ego. Now that there is a ripe ego, pure ego, and there is an impure ego. Impure ego is always seeking something outside. Why? Why? Because impure ego is always changing, always insecure. How can you say that? I am happy in the morning. When I woke up, I had 8 hours of sleep. After 2 hours, I am into anxiety. In the afternoon, I am upset with you. In the late evening, I am totally frustrated. My business is not going well. Many eyes, many eyes. I'm upset, I'm happy. This is what the ego is. So it is seeking a security, and its nature is insecure. Its nature is insecure and it is seeking security. So there is always, what is the result? Anxiety, failure, frustration, fear, duality, conflict, stress, etc. Now ask yourself, can this awareness has fear? Can this awareness has anxiety? If it has fear and anxiety, then I have no chance of observing. I cannot become an observer. It means if the mind gives me the anxiety, awareness goes into anxiety. Yesterday, I will be in anxiety today, tomorrow, day after. So that awareness which is a manifestation of the consciousness, has nothing to do with the ego. It is always available to me. I don't want to recognize it. Why I don't want to recognize it? Because of ego. You revisit the principle. First thing I have to see, if I see and experience a donkey, it is not me. It is different and separate from me. I am not a donkey. But same thing applies that when my mind says I am into anxiety, it is only a thought of anxiety. I am not in anxiety. So what I did, what the ego did, ego messed up both. Ego says no, when you see, you experience anxiety, it is you. What you experience is not you. Whatever you experience is not you. Why don't you recognize it? So you have created an ego. Ego get associated with the anxiety, and you say, I'm into anxiety, help me. So the first ego is in anxiety, insecure. Second ego says, now help me to get rid of the anxiety. Why don't you understand? You teach me how to get rid of it. So second ego wants to destroy the first. You create the third. You create the fourth. What Eastern wisdom is saying, please understand. Understanding will destroy the ego. You messed up. That is why you are in anxiety. Otherwise, when you experience anxiety, it is different from you. Finished. It is a thought. So don't create. I told you, ego is always insecure, it is always changing. And that ego wants a security, want a permanence. Not possible. Its nature is changing. So it creates a second ego. Please help me get rid of the anxiety. Please help me get rid of the stress.
Yeah, it's also the second thought.
Second
One
thought.
thought won't destroy
Yeah.
the first thought.
Master is saying that you just understand. Eastern wisdom says you need not to create a second ego to destroy the first one, because the third one is already ready. And so when you understand, you drop the ego. What is that? You have already recognized it is separate. You already recognize it is already separate. So when it is separate, observer and observed, where is the fear? Where is the anxiety? There is nothing. So you are free. That is why I've been stressing, my friend, we have to consistently, you have to live into that consistent awareness. Whatever experience, knowledge coming from the mind is objective. It cannot be subjective.
You give me story when you was child. You be on the cremation place and see the yogi who is lying, and birds come and trying to his
Yeah,
eat it.
yeah,
And this yogi not move, just aware.
just aware.
So
It is objective. I did not mess up with the observer and the observed. I did not mess up with the experiencer and the experienced. What is experience? The body. So I am not the body. There is a distance. Very subtler level, very stronger. A great power of endurance is required. And so our master says, you see, first level of observer and observed, operating principle. In physics, we have a machine, so we have an operating principle. We have a car as a machine. You push, starts, or then steering. Same thing, operating principle. Where is operating principle? That to know anything, we need two things, observer and observed, knower and the known, object and the subject. And to know, the observer has to be consciousness. Anything who knows, who is a knower, has to be conscious. You cannot know, the matter cannot know itself. So that okay, the consciousness and observer. Second principle. First principle, to know there has to be subject and object too. Second, the subject has to be consciousness. Three, the real observer cannot become observed. So in case of sense organ, in one incident it is an observer, in other incident it is an observed. But question is why it becomes an observer? Because consciousness reflects through the mind into the sense organ. red hot iron ball. Iron ball cannot be hot. You leave it outside the heat or fire, it goes into its natural state. So sense organ is just nothing but the matter. Otherwise, there would have been a problem in deep sleep. All the sense organs are active because it is conscious entity. You cannot sleep. You cannot rest. So that is clear. Then comes the mind. Reflected consciousness is there. So mind is also the same observer, and it becomes observed when something behind the mind perceives. Perceiver, observer, knower. Okay. Now, can I have a knower behind that knower? Answer is no, it is pure consciousness. There is no instrument. There is no instrument because the mind can be observed, it is classified. Whatever is observed is matter, it is inert, it cannot be conscious entity. It seems as a conscious entity like the red hot iron ball. Yes, my body appears, I'm moving, so there is a conscious entity. I may think, I messed up, observer and observed. So the true observer is the pure consciousness that lies behind the mind, which is always present, never becomes an object of observation. If anything becomes an object, it is inert.
So subtlest what we can observe is our mind.
No. Behind that, I'm aware. The moment I say I'm aware, who is that aware? When I say I am aware, this I is awareness. I mess up with the mind, or I mess up with the sense organ, or I mess up with the experience. So that is why we say we have a physical body, we have a subtle body, we have a causal body, and then we have a pure consciousness. So no, but you said the mind, it is behind the mind, so how the mind can experience? No need of a mind. The self experiences the self by itself. Candle, do you want to lit the candle to see the sun? That sun is pure consciousness. Not only it lights everything, it lights the mind, it lights all the sense organs, it lights every object, but it lights itself also. Self knows the self by the self. That is the ultimate meditation. That is the ultimate state. That is awakening. It is possible here and now. Why? That consciousness is ever present. Mind may be present, may not be present. Sense organ may be present, may not be present, because they are the instruments. That is why we say Prakriti and Purusha. That is how we explain. So science is missing this element of consciousness. No, observe, fact is a fact, unbiased. Unbiased. You are already biased. Unbiased, you say. You put 5 variables for experimental research, so that is your bias. So that is why we have one topic, we have 1000 research papers. Why? Because they change the variable. So in modern world, if you are a researcher and a scientist, you just analyze and observe all the previous research studies. You add variable, you subtract variable, and you can get a grant. You can do all the research studies. You get thousands, millions of dollars. Yes, it benefits, no doubt. It benefits, but ultimately, what you are doing is you pick up one object and you delete other object, a variable. We are not doing that. We say all the objects are inert. Finished. Means what you experience is the objective reality. You want to reach to the subjective reality. So why you are focusing on one object, second object, one thought, second thought? And that is where the ego comes. It creates one ego, second ego, third ego. Third ego says destroy the second. The fourth ego is already there. Fourth ego says let us see whether it is destroyed or not. No, something is left. So create a fifth ego. The fear continues. First observer. So first observer means that I claim that I am watching the facts. Your eyes act as a seer, your ears act as a seer, your skin acts as a seer, physical sensations are seen, ears as a seer, the world of the sound is seen, the eyes as a seer, the visual world is seen. We are asking, who is that knows that I have eyes? Who is that? Who knows that I have eyes? You see, complex sentence. Who is that? Does the eye know by itself that I have the eyes? So it means I am the eyes. So if I am the eyes, I am just, becoming crazy. I cannot be eyes. Mind.
But when I drive in, I have to drive.
Where are you going?
No.
Where are you going? Follow the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom as it is. You repeat it again and again. In your consistently, that is contemplate. Why we have to repeat? Why we have to contemplate and reflect? So that the mind can filter all the impurities. Let the mind first filter out all the impurities. And then see what happens. Then see. So you see, the first observer, my sense organs. The simple question marks the beginning of a journey. The moment you recognize that your senses can be observed. I can drive. So you can observe the car, you can observe the body, finished. We are not getting confused there. It is finished. You have found the first thread to disclose the great confusion about who you are. I experience, it means it is not me, finished. Car is not conscious. Body and the sense organ, ultimately they go together to drive on the road. Sense organs are not me. Body is not me, finished. So if I am not the body and the sense organs, which I claimed as an observer, then I move to the second level. My observer is the mind. Mind observes the sense organs. So I have to consistently focus on mind, where your eyes are. Do you see the eyes? Yes. Not only I see the eyes, but I also see the objects seen by the eyes. Not only I see the ears See means I experience the ears, but I also experience the sound experienced by the ears. So I have two layers of experiences. First, whatever the sense organ does or experiences, and then my mind is localized to the eyes and ears and smell and taste. That is what modern science says. That what it says. It says that mind interprets sensory data of sights. So your eyes may perceive a shape and color, but it is your mind that processes that information and labels it. It labels it as a male and female and a cute and beautiful and a house and a tree, a man or a woman. But just like the sense organs, the mind can also be observed. We are using the same operating principle. What is the principle operating? That to know anything there is an observer and observed, knower and the known. The knower has to be conscious. If the knower is not consciousness, how can I know anything? Third, knower and the known can never mix up. But if it appears mixing up, it means that is not a real knower. These principles are working in the background. So now the mind observing the senses, it means it becomes observed in one case, and in second case it is an observer. So I recognize that it is not me. How? Just be aware. So when you are aware, you know the distance between distance. Senses, mind can also, senses, the mind can also be observed. When you notice your own internal state, for example, you are thinking, I am feeling upset, I am having a repetitive thought, there is an awareness behind the mind. That is why I know. Does the thought has a property to know? If the thought has a property to know, then you read a book where it says, I am awakened. Read it and you are awakened. Book is inert. Look at the deepest and subtlest way to explain. The masters went very deeper. So I'm having a repetitive thought. It means I'm aware. Someone is aware. There is an awareness behind the mind that is doing the observing. You are perceiving the mind's activity. Because the mind and its thought can be perceived, the mind is also not the ultimate observer. But then we know by understanding, mind is also a subtle matter in which the true consciousness is reflected. So this reflected light is what gives the mind the power to act as an observer. And from the mind, the senses gets the power to be an observer. It's borrowed. You can create another principle. If the consciousness is borrowed, it cannot be the true observer. Senses borrows the consciousness from the mind. Mind borrows the consciousness from the real self. So mind in turn projects this reflected light onto the sense organ, making them seem like an independent observer. So now you see that senses, it perceives the outside world. Mind, it perceives the sense organs and interprets their data. Then I don't find there is I in the mind. There is an I in the sense organs. There is an I present in the material world. But one thing is sure, there is a consciousness. Whatever I experience because of consciousness, I am into anxiety because of the consciousness. I have a fear because of the consciousness. There is no other possibility. So then masters devote their journey of self-discovery that the real observer is my real self. It is the ultimate seer, it is the ultimate knower, unlike the senses and the mind, because it is of the nature of consciousness. It does not borrow. Its nature is consciousness, its nature is knowledge, its nature is love, its nature is peace. So then the master gives a metaphor that there is a screen, TV screen. You play a romantic movie, you play Titanic, you play a horror movie. So when you play a horror movie, it means today you have experienced some fear, failure, anxiety. That drama in the world is going on, but you are the screen. You are making love with your honey. That drama of a romantic movie continues, but behind that, the screen does not change. The screen is not damaged by Titanic. The screen does not become romantic. The screen does not become full of horror. You can play any movie. So that is why 8 billion people. Some people are criminals, some people are good, some people are etc. etc. Their drama in the life. Beyond the shifting layers of the senses and the mind lies the ultimate observer, your true self. That is pure consciousness, silent and unchanging awareness like the screen. Presence of that consciousness gives me all the experiences and the objective reality, which is always separate and different than me. So, where is the problem? Then we progress into the path. We say it is permanent. We discover, we analyze, and reach to an understanding. It is permanent. It is unchanging. So those masters lived for years together in the forest, and they have revealed knowledge in the Upanishads. And Upanishads, they came to a conclusion. All the masters, different ages. Every 100 or 200 years, we have one great enlightened master who declared that we are of the nature of Sat Chit Anand. We are all absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. Everyone. That's a validity. That's a proof for the last 8 to 10,000 years. So now there is a validity. The way the science has validated matter consists of atoms, then molecules, then particles, then then energy. That is the objective part. Only thing that's subjective is the consciousness, so I should have a direct experience. What is direct experience? The sun knows the sun by itself. That is the direct experience. How to? I have to transcend the or the mind that is pure and clear. If it is not pure, it cannot. I can experience that separation of the observer and observed in a calm and steady mind. Calm and steady mind is the pure mind. Impure mind will create one incident of ego, second incident, third and fourth and fifth. And there is no end to it. I understand all your principles. I contemplate and reflect also. But when I go to meet people in the business, I have a sense of fear that my business a failure and I get upset. I want to maintain my ego. One guy wrote to me.
It is same with me.
So, what it means? It means I do not see the seer and the seen are separate. Why? I don't say because I lose my awareness. I want to keep my ego intact.
Yeah, ego became the observer.
Yeah, ego becomes the observer, and then
Mhm.
then ego is always seeking and expecting. Why it is seeking and expecting? It is seeking permanence, but it is insecure. By nature, it is changing. It cannot be secure. By nature, it is full of fear. It cannot be fearless. And that results into anxiety, duality, conflict. So it means what? You start from the very symptoms. What is my experience? Anxious, reactive. Oh, so first level, I recognize that my ego is working. Why ego is working? I mess up seer in the scene. What should I do? May there be peace for all. So instead, I enter into anxiety, I meet people, may there be happiness for all. So the person in front of me, my internal, I'm thinking internally. We always think internally, Sometimes we meet someone, some friend, and we say, oh, internally we think, oh, this guy has come to bore me now, totally upset him. It will make me upset. But when you meet that guy, you say, how are you? My friend, come and sit. Let us have a cup of tea, but internal mind is working. So I have to check that internal mind. It is working with anxiety, reaction, and fear. That is your ego. So what I have to do, I have to understand. Understanding help you get rid of the fear, get rid of the ego, get rid of the reaction. There is no other possibility. Otherwise, if you follow the previous approach, one ego, second ego, third ego, and it continues, then there is no change. I have to understand. So I will pose myself as a rich guy before this, but I have a fear. I am not as rich as I pose. But what is the need of it? I have to understand. Is there any need? Even if I pose that I am the richest person in front of you, what is going to happen? You will be in a problem. If you pose you are richest and the other guy believes that you are definitely the richest guy, can you share $1 million with me? I'll pay you 8% interest. Now you have a problem. Fortunately, you have it, but you don't want to give. You don't have it, how can you give? In both the cases, you have fear. So why to worry? My master used to say that I don't own a single penny. That is why I am the king of the entire universe, because I don't have any fear of losing. It is a sense of separation. Doesn't mean that ashram does not have a bank account. If we had a bank account, we had lot of money. So you see the separation. Yes, yes. So that is why I picked up, see, I have to. So now you see the moment I have anxiety, fear, reaction, duality in any situation, in any relationship, first thing to recognize, I messed up observer and the observer. Second thing that I notice that I'm seeking something from the world outside where it is not. Why I say that I'm the rich guy? Because I feel happy. There is no other reason. To give me any other reason? Because you want to prove that you are the richest guy so that you can lend money, that you are not interested in lending money to everyone, even if you have it. So one ego leads to another. So if someone asks you to lend the money and you say, no, no, I'm just running after a good project, and then you explain the project, that is your false, you are telling a lie, and the guy says, no, I can run that project, give me that money. Now you have another third level of ego. So you have anxiety, frustration, and failure all the time. Now what you can do? So now the fourth ego says, not hell with you, I don't want to talk to you. Next day he approaches you, you want to avoid. So you have a fear and insecurity. The sixth ego comes in between. Once you understand, it has nothing to do with it, no, nothing to prove. Eh? Oh, I told you many a times. Rati, Tripti, and Tushti. Ego is seeking Rati, Tripti, and Tushti. And that is a delusion. Delusion is caused that, I messed up observer and observe. So now I understand, if I don't mess up, the next moment I'm free. When someone approaches you, you are a rich guy, so you laugh wholeheartedly. Uh, you said that, I'm not an Elon Musk, I'm not a Bill Gates. You think that I'm rich. I appreciate it. You stop there. Then someone says, okay, I believe that you are rich. Can you lend the money? No, I cannot. I have a lot of things going on. At present, I cannot do it. Finished. You are clear, upfront, straight. You're not ready. Even if the guy becomes upset, let be upset. Or you can directly say, I don't have enough to lend you. Finished. I don't want to say it. It means I'm hiding something. Hiding means that I have an ego. I have a sense of insecurity. What will happen in the society if I say I'm not rich or I'm poor? Nothing is going to happen. Whatever is happening in your mind. That is why we started with, you see, then you step by step you release body, place, position and posture, awareness, experience of the place, position and posture. So that is the only that you check how you are oriented. Are you body oriented? Then place, position and posture consistently, maintaining your awareness will separate you. Further separation comes by being comfortable. The more your body feels relaxed, the trigger, body is full of reaction and fatigue and tired. It is because mind has offered many triggers to the body. Anxiety because of the ego. And then sensation. Oh, is it sensation, comfort, and steadiness? Yes. Sensation, comfort. I went to the doctor last week and her assistant checked my blood pressure. It was 140 by 100. I said it cannot be. Wait, because I walked fast and then I sat and she took my blood pressure. I said, wait for a minute. And now you check 113 by 78. It's a below normal, so you are healthy. So the trigger created by the brisk walking, the same way the ego creates many triggers all the time to protect, to react, to feel the sense of why? There comes the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. You live into that state of sensation, comfort, and steadiness all the time. Maybe you practice sensation, comfort, and steadiness for half an hour every day for a couple of weeks. Then what happens? Trigger of the ego in the mind comes. You maintain the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. It will dissolve. That will dissolve. Understanding will dissolve. So carefree, I told you, being carefree is to have a separation of the observe. Now I can see. I have a thought of anxiety. Thank you very much. You are a thought of anxiety. Okay. Gone. Now you are ready to respond to the people. So what happens, there is a kind of an objectless state. You feel the transparent mirror. The mind becomes a transparent mirror and you can be there. But yes, there are 8 factors which disturbs you. There is a prarabdha. I'm not aware of the prarabdha, so it keeps on disturbing me. So that is why we are continuing the journey. Body, mind, body, speech, action. Body, speech, and action. 4, prarabdha, body, speech, and action. 4, and then we have the 4 coming from the subtle layer: mind, intellect, past impressions, and the ego. May be aware of the past impression, but I'm not aware of other factors. Those 8 factors causes lot of challenges, but I can meet those challenges by separating observer and observed. Because of the prarabdha, for example, I have an extreme pain in the body. But I don't see it is my pain. I see the pain is there in the body, objectivity. I experience the pain is different from me. I experience the body different than me. Body pain is separate than me. I'm separate. What is the beauty? The moment you see the anxiety is separate from you, it is gone. The very soft and gentle state of calmness comes. Now the guy is asking, can you lend me the money? I cannot lend you the money, my dear friend. Why? I don't have it. Ego says, no, how can I say I don't have it? Ego says, no, I have a lot of money, but I don't want to give. So you have created second, third, fourth layer of ego. And now you're clear. Why? Because you don't allow your ego to be created based on a false perception of being a rich or poor. Nothing to worry. Why to worry? Mind says you don't know, society is different, you have to live and to show in the society. That is why we have been suffering. That is why you have been living in ignorance for so long. Now is the time to leave it. You see, how people give a lot of excuses. Lot of excuse. What excuse it? You go outside to your society and you cry out that I'm the richest guy. Everyone says, hell with you. I don't want to talk to you. What happened to your statement? Both the cases. Whether you claim you have it, you claim you don't have it. Because I don't have it, I'm in anxiety. Because I have it, if somebody asks, I am already in anxiety. Source, explain, explain, explain. Explain to yourself. One thing is very clear. This anxiety, stress reaction will never leave you. If you try to control, suppress, react. That you have already seen so many years. Now the time is to change. There is a cold weather. I want to fight with the cold weather. Or I use the blanket. Oh, the blanket helps me to prevent me from the cold. So even in the hot weather, I will continue to have the blanket. Then you are suppressing it. Some people, say that. They don't say in the form of a blanket. That is what I explained to you, rich and poor. No, you don't know that cold weather. I cannot fight with the cold weathers, but I know I have to use the blanket. So I will not leave the blanket, even in the hot weather. I will not leave the blanket in the hot weather means I will not allow anyone to know what is the status of my wealth, whether I have it or I don't have it. For example, whether it's a wealth or possession. Think. Think. Master says thinking. Thinking here means the same three steps. Listening first, listen and learn. Second is
contemplate.
contemplate and reflect. So when you contemplate and reflect, you are already clearing your mind. Clearing your mind means you are separating the observer from the observed. In the language of our great master Ramakrishna Paramhans, I did talk about it, ripe ego and unripe ego. Unripe ego, seeking happiness from the world of objects outside people relationships. I need ego to drink a coffee. Clear? But anxiety from not being noticed is unripe ego. It is causing the problem. Nobody is noticing, I'm taking a coffee, What happened? I'm making it in a very simple way. Now you think that how the ego hurts you. Oh, nobody is noticing, Let no one notice me. Let everyone go to hell. One option. Second option, you meet people. May there be peace and happiness for all. I'm not expecting what the other guy is going to say me because of the ego. I'm taking an initiative. Let happiness be there. Let happiness be here. Your mind is very empty. Your mind is clear. You have already separated. So even while you listen to this talk again and understand, and then you, with eyes closed, and continue to contemplate each and every part of it, and then see, does the mind becomes clear? Yes, mind has become clear, but it has triggered some more impressions. No issue. You do it again. Consistent contemplation and reflection will understanding can help you get rid of the ego. There is no other way. Understanding means that I have to follow the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom as it is. First, let me follow as it is. My mind is ready now. It has reached to that state, and then I will see what I should do. But if I don't, then I put the reasoning, and that reasoning comes from the unripe ego. Make it sure it comes from the unripe ego, and it will cause lot of challenges all the time. Yes, the last point is also very important. I'm just making you aware, and I believe you'll become aware. Is it possible? I'm asking a question. In the form of a question, I'm answering you. Is it possible that I should maintain that ego while I can be in peace and happiness? Let me maintain that area. So I continue to accumulate all the reaction and anxiety inside me, and can I be in peace outside? How it is possible?
No.
You are making fool to yourself. It is not possible. So when you understand this, why don't you do it? When you understand it, why don't you do it? Practice listening, and then now you become a teacher to yourself. Knowledge is given and you become a teacher to yourself every time. These Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So the moment you become a teacher, you are